Hey everybody, this is David Grant for Playyoursongz.com. So glad you guys have tuned into another video. We're going to start with our tritone turnaround. We're going to do it in a couple of keys and really break down the formula behind it. So you'll be able to take it to all of the keys and add this to your playing, okay? All right, so let's start in D flat. That's where we did it before. We're going to go from D flat and go to D. In order to do this tritone turnaround, you have to start on the 1 chord, and you build a dominant 7th chord. Start with that for now until you get the technique down and memorize, and then you won't have to do these basic principles. But in order to start this, you start with D flat and go to the tritone. You need your major 3rd and your dominant 7th, which is F and B, right? You're going to drop the root, which is D flat, and you're going to walk up 5 chromatic half steps, okay? Let's break down what that is. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, let's do it again. We're just taking the tritones and walking up now. 3, 4, 5. When you get to 5, you know that's your starting point coming down. You have to end back on the 1. If you find yourself ending on something different than the 1, something went off, okay? All right, and then now, to figure out where you start with your right hand, you just look at what was your starting chord. It's D flat. That's what we were building our first tritone off of, right? So you count the 5th degree of any key now. Remember this, of any key, you go to the 5th degree of it, and that's your starting point for doing the tritone turnaround, okay? So since D flat is my starting chord, A flat, which is the 5th degree, that is going to be how I'm going to start my tritone turnaround. Okay, so I know that's where I'm starting. And I have this passing tritone that's going to be here, okay? And everything's going to start lining up from the time you get to the 2nd tritone down. Okay? So let's go over that in detail. So now the tritone's coming down. It's going to be A and E flat. The next one is going to be A flat and D. The next one is going to be G and D flat. The next one is going to be G flat and C. And I'll be getting root, F and B. So let's go back there now. All right, now let's work on that right hand. We're starting with A flat, right? Because that's the 5th degree. So we know any key we're in, once we figure out our left hand tritones, we know we have to go to that 5th degree of any key that we're in, and that's where we base our run. Let's get that. All right, let me call out the notes for you. So A flat, G, A flat, A, B flat, A flat, F, G flat, G, B flat, D flat, F, E flat, D flat, B flat, A flat, D flat. Okay? And now we remember where our tritone is going to start. Let me play it super slow so you can see how they work together, okay? Good. You see, I land right back on my 1. If for some reason I had landed on something else, I would be like, that doesn't match my 1. And that could happen sometimes. You can get confused and get thrown off, okay? So pay close attention to that. Let's do that one more time. Great job, great job. All right, so now you're going to perfect that in D flat. Let's go to D. Now, we're going to apply the same theory, and it works for every single key. First of all, we need our dominant 7th chord, which is going to be our 1 chord for this. So we have D, F sharp, and C. F sharp and C is the tritone of D. Okay? I don't need D anymore, so we're going to drop that. Let's take that tritone and count up 5. And we're going to move chromatically. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. Okay, so we know that our starting tritone is going to be B flat and E. Now, I'm going to give you a second to answer this. Now, we said that we need the 5th degree of whatever chord or whatever key we're starting on in order to do our run from. So if D is our starting point, then the 5th degree of D is A. Exactly. Okay? So A is going to be our starting point. Okay? So let's do those tritones going up again. Okay? And A is going to be our starting point. So let's go over our run just with the right hand. Okay, let me call that out slowly for you. A flat, A, B flat, B, A, G flat, G, A flat, B, D, G flat, E, D, B, A, D. Good, I wanted to make sure we get that perfect. Okay? And we're back on that tritone. So let's do it nice and slow. All right. So you see, if you apply the theory, you'll be able to do it in all 12 keys. Obviously, if we do this type of exercise in 12 keys, it would take us quite a long time, else I would continue. So I've given you the formula of how to do this tritone turnaround in every key. Practice it slowly. I still practice, and I go purposely to the harder keys just to get my fingers used to it, okay, and just to try to challenge myself. So practice this every day, and then put it into your playing. It works well with fast songs, up-tempo songs, and so forth like that, all right? So this is David Grant for Playyoursongz. Thank you guys for tuning into another tutorial for our tritone turnaround, and I just pray that God will bless you. You know, we always say, some play, some teach. We do both. Be blessed.